Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rogue Trader. Last time, the explorers explored.
Who'd have
Not
thunk?
very far, though, because I had to call the session up relatively early for us, but you did discover the American federal government.
Can't fucking escape these fucking fascists even in my goddamn games. Next they're gonna want me to pay taxes.
Yeah. You will have to pay all of the taxes, including the back taxes, and they have been charging interest at 5%.
Do they take payment in Ortellius? Because I'm gonna have a real windfall of that coming up.
I'm afraid to say I think your debt in US dollars is now actually uh, higher than the number of atoms in the universe.
So can we work out a payment plan? Actually, no, it's fine. I'm gonna file my taxes. I'm just not gonna pay it. Not paying your taxes is a misdemeanor. Not filing is the felony.
And I'll take your word on it. I know a great deal about a great deal, but the exactitudes of US tax codes, no.
That's okay. Neither do any Americans. If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna tangent off of the ring quest here and go on the find the TurboTax STC side quest.
I mean, you already have Van Zaus. He's like an organic one.
So do I have to pay him my yearly subscription? Oh wait, I do pay him. Yes, this makes sense.
Yeah, that's just his salary.
Okay, wait, we're on to something here.
I think we've rediscovered the concept of having your own accountant.
Jeanne is rich enough for that. Actually, that reminds me. Speaking of taxes and defrauding the government, Merz, I have an important question related to the email chain John and Van Zaus shared several months ago.
Okay.
Alright, so you can... If I claim a planet, I can then give it to someone, right? Now, also,
Yes.
if a planet is held by Jeanne, Captain Lupus, bearer of the warrant of trade, or well, letter of marque, it's counted against the Dandric dynasty and for tax purposes. Now, what
Yes.
if I gift the planet to the entity known as Jeanne Lupus in all capital letters, which is not that individual?
She is legally part of the dynasty.
Damn it.
Oh my god. Not you too, Savin. Fucking soft sit bullshit.
Yeah, alright.
You could do as Andy Dufresne does and just make up a person.
Yes, if you do that, Savin, then we can have red in this setting.
Yeah, no, fine. I'll give it to one of the orphans and then just lock them in a storage container for a while. It's fine.
Or just never tell them.
Never tell them until the planet gets repossessed by the Adeptus Arbites.
See, and by then I've already made off with everything valuable on it.
The Adeptus Arbites don't exist out here. We're on the frontier.
I mean, there's one on Kane's will.
No.
I mean, he's
And
bad enough at his job that he might not ever actually catch up to us.
Beep boop.
And
Hello, Hedrah.
hello.
Oh my god.
Jeez. Oh, there comes the fucking xenomorph. There comes the jet person. He gone. He dead.
Yeah, remember when I said about scratchy throat? Then that's come back.
Don't worry, I'll be doing plenty of the talking for you this session.
I hope it's enough.
Merz, I promise not to talk to Ada this entire session. Just for you.
I'm probably not going to talk to Kalchev today, so.
I doubt. Well, actually, you're not here. Calcho's with us, so yeah, that's probably true.
Well, you
Yeah,
better take care of her, or Xiph will shoot you.
But yeah, and anyway, what I was going to say was that by the time you really need to start worrying about like planets being assessed to the extent you have to try to do tax loopholes, there will be a larger Arbites presence.
Meh. Not if we keep thinning them out.
I mean, yes, you can just murder the feds. It's not recommended, but you can.
I don't know, Merz. I feel like, in my heart of hearts, I have the ceramite-clad resources to keep murdering the feds. And probably get away with it.
I've seen Savin's doormat.
It's true.
Then you have Gaston with you.
This is my home, and God gave me the right to make it a tomb for federal agents and thieves. That doormat
Alright.
stays on the back door.
Yes, Steam. I know. I would like to also get Third Crisis Neon Knights. We'll get it later though. Not gonna keep getting messages about it.
Well, but yeah, I believe you had just gone. You had just been allowed in by Lieutenant Colonel Fletcher, and he was going to take you to see your injured and captive troops first.
Yes. That
Yeah,
was
and me and
the plan.
my troops are at the maximum range for the snipers, so we're just staying here. Unless Jeanne wants us to come in.
Now,
I assume Molly's coming, at least.
I don't know. How do you think the feds will respond to a giant spider lady covered in spiders?
Were you not just, like, next to us the whole time?
Remember, we had set it to where you were at 250 meters in front of me. Because that's the range of the archivists.
They can still see you at that distance.
True.
but not very well.
Yeah. I just want you to remember that I am a spider covered in spiders, and I have a death mask on.
I would prefer not to split the party any further. We're already missing 2 PCs, but, like...
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you want me to come in, I just pointing out the we might spook the glowies.
That's racist.
Against Molly? Yes.
I can be racist against my own government.
Well,
Last I checked, your government wasn't a separate race.
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
know.
they are lizard people, Merz.
Yeah,
So
at this point, yes. There's like over a 40,000 year convergence difference, like
yeah, that's not that much.
separation.
Also, all right. These aren't my government. We're their government, if you think about it. They just don't know yet.
Merzendi, I just want you to know that I consider myself a superior race to every elected person in government except for 3.
Anyway,
Yes. So, Jeanne, Gaston, and your entourage can go with Colonel Fletcher onto the lift platform and descend.
But does she wave Molly forward, is the question.
yes, probably.
Okay.
I don't really want to leave you just sitting out here, like Elo
Oh,
in
it's
the
fine, I've
dust.
done this before.
I know. I don't want to do it again. Come along, Spidray.
Already.
Do the
What
glowy
are the
seem
odds that they
alarmed by
just-
the spider?
What are the odds that they just think I'm a, what's it called? A robot?
Yeah, you do have no visible organic components left, do you?
Nope.
Yeah,
We have 2 robots.
it just... through their helmets, you cannot tell, you cannot see their expressions.
Fair enough.
You can attempt a scrutiny with a negative to read body language, if you wish.
I mean, sure. I don't think Molly necessarily cares, but
Oh,
I
what-
can't succeed.
with a negative to what did you say?
Negative 30 scrutiny.
Wait, I can succeed. Hold on.
Yeah, I hadn't actually
Oh.
told you what the negative
Oh,
was.
gee.
How?
Hold on.
And negative 30, you say, yeah?
Yep.
I could have
Minus.
sworn I'd heard you say negative 40, but fair enough.
Oh, I just said
Well,
with
I
a
know you did,
negative.
Oh!
What the fuck, you guys?
God damn!
Alright. Jeanne, you notice no particular change in their stance. Molly, yeah, they take note, they take particular note of you, but you can't tell if that's positive or negative. Gaston, yeah, they are a little perturbed by this, but not as much as you might have expected.
Yeah, well, they've seen the Necrons, so yeah, whatever. This looks like a emo version.
Okay, first of all, rude as fuck.
I'll have
I
you
mean,
Rude, but
Can
entirely
you-
accurate.
can you-
I'll
Yeah,
have
no, I
you
mean-
know that he's closer to Cybergoth.
But I heard Savin fucking grin. I could hear his grin all the way from Tennessee. From when I said that.
Like I said, that's a very rude statement, period, full stop. Hey, well, anyway, Jeanne doesn't notice anything, so boobly onto the elevator.
Mhm. It is a little tight on the platform. You reckon it's good for Skittles are staying back.
I can carry the captain on the arm.
That would slightly solve the space issue.
At this
Yeah,
point, Gaston, I
can.
think you're just looking for opportunities to pick me up.
You have ridden on Molly way more, captain.
Well, she comes with a saddle.
That is indeed true, and she is gyro-stabilized.
I am optimized for mounted combat.
Ada hasn't mentioned anything about the combat part, but...
While you while you tease each other, the elevator will descend into the bowels of the base. As soon as your heads are clear from the top, the cover plate starts shifting back together to close into place. So, if you're struggling with what to picture, think of the Vault 111 entrance from Fallout 4.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yep.
And yeah, you can make your way down. It's a fairly slow elevator ride. It also seems to be going down quite a distance. Yeah, Molly, I think you actually have the internal systems to gauge how far it is.
Correct.
It's about 25 meters down.
I believe it's called the locator matrix.
Yep. And the elevator comes to a stop, and you are greeted with another squad of exoskeleton armored troops. And these ones, rather than having the rifles, but they are stood behind permanently mounted turrets. But as you are expected, the turrets are all pointed up at the ceiling. From there, you are led through the base. It's quite utilitarian. Just ferrocrete walls, visible pipes on the ceiling, just a little like what's the thing? Like yeah, a little skirting board at the bottom of the wall, just so nobody actually accidentally kicks the ferrocrete full force. But for all its utilitarian design, it's got a fair amount of decoration. It's just, instead of the imperial style of great engravings and so on, these are posters tacked up. Some are fairly typical patriotic things, like one of these power suit troopers standing atop a mound of bodies holding a flag, of like a bald eagle flying, and "Scree to be free" as its slogan. And as you move on, as you are led further through, more civilian ones appear. Men and women in rather risque scenarios, pin-ups to start with. But one thing that's particularly curious about the pin-ups is that all of the men and women, their skin is bright red, and their eyes either black or yellow.
Did we just find the Sith purebloods?
They look veritably demonic. And behind you, Pascal clutches at the hilt of his sword.
Yeah, where on the spectrum between Sith or Tieflings are we at?
I need to check Sith pureblood. They have little facial deformities, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, tiefling.
Okay.
Do they have horns?
Nope.
Okay.
For somewhat obvious reasons, some of the art I may be using for tokens may have horns. I've done my best to crop so they aren't visible, but they themselves have no horns, tails, or wings. They are just ordinary humans with blood red skin and unearthly eyes.
Hey, that's fine. We know what salamanders look like.
Yeah. Jeanne will just reach back and put a hand on Pascal's shoulder. Easy. That's not the most abhuman thing in the Imperium by far. I admit it wouldn't be my aesthetic.
Pascal flashes back to Molly's marriage to Ada.
There are some. There are some with greater changes, but the manner of these the look of them, they have the stink of the arch-enemy about them.
Let's not jump to conclusions. These people separated from old Earth long, long before anyone knew about the arch-enemy. And they've been
Which
living
makes
on
it all of the...
living on a blackstone ring. This place is not likely to have much in the way of corruption. Of our ship notwithstanding.
That at least is a fair point. But still, stay on your guard, Le Captain.
Believe me, I'm well aware they've blown up one of my troopers. Not exactly keen to trust, but I'm hopeful. We will see.
He gives a slight nod. And, let's actually just see real quick. Kalachev will speak up. I am with the Lord Captain. If I detect no sign of warp taint, no activity of warp either. If they are tainted, they are able to conceal it exceptionally well. And if they could do that, why would they allow physical change to be so obvious? Huh?
Makes sense to me. Well, I suppose I can always ask. It's not as if they won't have noticed they're physically different from us. As we're walking past some of these posters, John is just gonna like tap Colonel Fletcher on the arm and point at one of them. So, about y'all's appearance, is that a genetic manipulation or what?
That's something I should be asking you. We're pure human. Homo sapiens sapiens. Have you adapted yourselves to living in tundra?
Well, Colonel, I don't have all of my pictures with me, but when we're done with our business here, I'll be happy to show you photos of humans from all over the galaxy. Most of us don't look like that. You're well inside parameters for still being human, just a different skin color, but it is unusual on the broader scope of the galaxy.
Well, that is interesting. I do wonder what the boys over at TRV will think of that.
TRV?
Research, chemical and biological.
Ah. Well, Assuming everything goes well today, we'd be happy to share our notes with them.
General Griffith will be most pleased, I'm sure. I will be taking you to see her after you've made sure of your troops. She's the only one of the Joint Chiefs in residence at this facility.
Makes sense.
As he finishes that, he'll just sling his rifle and then reach up to first unplug some cables from the back of his helmet and then pull it off.
As he, starts doing that, John will make sure just like very gently put a hand on like Pascal's wrist, like, don't do anything stupid, buddy. Well, since he's got his helmet off, could I roll Medicaid or something just to see if there's any like more obvious differences from baseline humanity? Obviously not gonna like give him a full makeover here, but let's see. I don't think anyone here is trained. Actually, Pascal should be trained in Medicaid. That's a fucking cleric skill. Nice.
He is not.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think the rank where you get it was one of the ones he took as an alternate.
Outstanding. Alright, well, 1 DOS. Oh, Gaston is trained up. You can assist me. Actually, we have the fucking team medic here with us, too, so...
Yes. I'm just skin and eyes as far as you can tell. But then the only bit of him you can see is his head. The rest is still in the power suit.
Jeanne will just peer at him curiously, glance over at Gaston and Marlene. Huh? Yeah, like I said, other than skin tone, seem pretty much baseline. As far as we understand it. Lord knows there might be more folk like you out there. We just haven't discovered them yet.
Well, fair enough. Word of warning, though. Not all of our people are as accepting of Haleys as you are of us.
Understood. Though, if you intend to make contact with Terra ever again, you're gonna have to kinda get used to it. That's a discussion for later, I suppose. How's this General Griffith feel about Paleys?
If she's satisfied you're human, she is more than happy with you. But degenerates like the statists, I think I'm going to ask for a charm roll to get the full picture from him.
Sure thing, Chief. Let's see. I'm gonna assume pure military isn't gonna apply because he's the wrong military.
Yeah.
Let's see. Doesn't care about any of that shit. Is he an authority figure in a formal situation? I don't know about formal situation here.
No, not formal situation currently.
Alright, then I think I'm just raw dogging it, but it's still over 100, so you know. That would be 4 degrees of success.
All right. General Griffith is a lovely woman. You'll get on with her, but she's been bringing the TRV back to its roots. That's, well...
I walked myself into the cusp of you wiping out the status once and for all with a great and terrible new weapon?
No, but General Griffith would sure like to. Them and anyone else that she doesn't view as appropriately human.
Well, how does she feel about actual aliens? Like, completely non-human.
If they aren't you. There are 2 categories for her. Human and subhuman.
Well, then she's gonna have plenty of work cut out for her in the near future.
So you say.
Jeanne will just kind of shrug and smile. Hey, if you want to sit here and not help while your ring gets dismantled by aliens, be my guest. I don't know how much you folks trust videos, but we have reconnaissance vids of the enemy that are eye-opening, to say the least.
Videos can be faked. But then, so can anything else.
Indeed.
The Joint Chiefs will take you from the sum of your arguments, not just from any one.
I get it, but like I said, what's happening's gonna happen whether you want to help us or not. All I can do is try and make sure you're ready. Perhaps appearances aside, I do prefer to keep humans alive.
Well, that we are agreed on.
Yeah. Jeanne will nod at that and walk on.
Now, here we are, the medical wing. Your trooper is in one of the isolation rooms, but you can see her through the glass.
Right.
We'll show you to the isolation room where. Yeah, that's a bad wound. That looks like she took a a heavy bolt around to the gut.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Is she conscious?
No.
For the
She
best.
is on a ventilator.
Jeanne.
And
Good.
currently, a couple of machines are just plugged into the hole to replace the function of her now missing gastrointestinal system.
Good news, Jeanne. Do you know what I have aboard the ship?
A bunch of cybernetics.
I do indeed have.
You have the
an
best
extra...
quality gastro bits, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. I just have those on the ship because I already had them when we found them.
Hoopla. Good for her. Jeanne will just put a hand on the glass and sigh. Well, we've got an augmentic that can fix that, I think. Oof. Thank God she's alive.
It's been touch and go. But you have strong soldiers.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Can I see the rest of the men?
Yes.
I'd like to reassure
This
them that
way.
we are here for them. Jeanne will straighten her back a little, adjust cap on head, and follow on.
Yeah. Another long walk through through utilitarian corridors till you enter a section that is actually somewhat different. Instead of bare ferrocrete, it's white cladding. This little square panels of a little bit of give to them. And off one side there's a window, and through it you can see a purely white room. More of that white cladding, white chairs, white tables, white lights, white beds. And in it is the rest of the squad and Kreuzer. They have been disarmed, but otherwise seem all right. Or at least mostly all right. Some have bandages on, but those all appear to be light wounds.
Jeanne allowed to actually go in?
Yep. Yeah. Colonel Fletcher will press a panel and a section of the wall will open. You can go into a little corridor. There is another panel, and a section of the wall into the White Chamber opens. Through the glass, you had no idea this was a door.
Fancy. Gentlemen, don't worry, we're here.
Captain Lupus, I'm glad to see you.
Helmut, how are you?
I've been better, but mostly just relieved that Corporal Carton made it.
Yes. Yes, he did. And thanks to him, we were able to establish peaceful contact with the official government of the United States of America. She will just kind of nod towards big old Colonel Fletcher.
Ah, yes. It's a name that dates so far back, even I have never heard it before.
I'm aware of an American empire that was part of the Imperium's founding. I'm going to operate on the assumption that that's a descendant of their government. Seems the big lads in red got dragged along with the Texans when they seceded.
Yes. I don't know about you, but something of that story doesn't quite add up with what the Texan said, does it?
No, but then again, the Texans' grasp of their own history is questionable at best.
I like how you're still doing the accent while talking to Chrysler.
Yeah, I know. If anyone points it out, Jeanne will clear her throat and get back to her normal. Yes. The Texans don't seem to remember much about anything is the problem. And of course we have the temporal distortions to consider. The ring might not be immune to it itself.
I hadn't thought of that. It makes it damnably difficult to form a working anthropological picture.
I'll just give a heavy, regretful nod at that. Even in the library at Equilopolis, we found 2 different versions of Texan history as it was. This could very well be a third. So, frankly, she'll just throw her hands up. It's all time magic, fuck it.
Yes, I suppose that's the best way to deal with it.
It helps me cope. Anyway, the good news is Kalchev doesn't detect any taint of chaos on them, despite appearances. So we should be within the green to work with them. I want to see about getting you all released.
appreciate it. This room does numbers on the mind, even with company.
Jeanne will just stare up at the white light for a moment, squint. Yes, I can imagine.
It's a form of torture, John.
Oh, that's rude. Oh,
I'm surprised you didn't know, given your mom's an inquisitor.
I don't... She doesn't do that sort of thing, really. Mom's form of interrogation is pulling a chair up, sitting on it backwards, and having a heart-to-heart discussion with someone until they crack.
And you know Uncle Reeve, and you know my mom.
I go well out of my way not to touch Reeve's particular brand of poop.
Hey! I love Uncle Reeve.
I love Uncle Reeve too, but I don't want to touch his work. It's spooky. Oh,
I mean, the Inquisition would.
I'll just pat
There's
my
all
leg.
sorts of weirdo inquisitors.
Yeah, like Juno. To be fair, like, white torture that doesn't actually hurt anybody and just kind of scrambles your brain is entirely within the realm of shit Juno would do.
Yeah, and not just Juno. There's like entire inquisitorial orders which are like, we are proud of the fact that we're not psychopaths. So now we're going to try this new form of torture, which is, I mean, it's ethical, guys.
Yes, we stand ethical torture in this ordo.
Yeah.
Gods. Not things I ever expect to hear.
So, did you find or see anything I need to know about before we get to talking with their joint chiefs?
Unfortunately, not really. I tried to get into their cogitator network, but the security remarkably adaptive. It locked me out.
How
And soon after
remarkable
we...
is remarkable?
Surely
Well,
Merzendi
it is...
would spring a third man of iron on us.
I mean,
It actually has lockout protocols for if you get the password wrong multiple times. Most Imperial systems don't bother with that.
Jeanne will just kind of glance at Molly. Is that a big deal or not?
Merzendi, is that a big deal or not?
It feels like no.
It feels like no. I feel like a AdMech computers would be that secure, but then again, it is the AdMech.
That's not really a big deal. That's a security feature rarely actually implemented, but more out of dogma than inability. Having a machine spirit essentially seppuku itself. It's it's not good. binary to English translator.
It's-
Is this boobies?
No, it's password.
Well, just hang in there a little while longer. I'll meet with their leaders and get you all out of here. Glad you all made it out in one piece. Even Sergeant Horst is going to be back to fighting strength before too long.
That is a relief. Hey. With the language barrier, we haven't had any updates since their medics took her.
She'll need gastrobionics, but it just so happens Molly's got a set of masterworks back on the ship. Just need to get her up there. Or get them down here.
Gaston refused to let me rip out his guts, so I still have them.
Anyway, we'll be back soon. Stay strong. Jeanne will clasp Croizer's shoulders and give out some encouraging head pats and shoulder clasps to the rest of the troops.
How
It's
many of them?
appreciated.
How many of them do you let honk it?
None, but if they try, I guess Jeanne won't stop them.
I feel like they need some sort of actual invitation
Get
for that.
It is not going to happen.
Yeah, now would be a really weird time to
Yeah.
to just
Randomly
Yeah.
sexually harass the captain.
What better way to get your mind off the white torture? Come on. I'd leave a Game Boy with them, but I just kind of assumed that that'd be
Yeah.
confiscated.
They'd be like, honk the captain. They'd be like, Gaston just standing behind her. Yeah. Go on. Honk the captain, see what fucking happens.
Look, Gaston has not been around, but it would not be the first time.
Yeah, but now I have the fucking talent, so
I don't think you need a talent to just intimidate people into not groping your superior officer.
the talent helps though.
Look, if Jeanne didn't want to be groped, she would just turn on a Fear 2 aura. Give them all heart attacks.
I know what John's about.
Anyway. Yeah. Unless there's aught else. Jeanne seems satisfied that her folks are alive and well, if discombobulated. You know,
Attack
actually,
to
I
the
guess
solar
I should
plexus,
probably actually just do a
discombobulate.
Medicaid check to make sure they're okay. I've been like, had bombs planted under the skin while they were getting stitched up or something. I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah. It seems like genuine first aid. Not all of the first aid rolls were successes, but that's just what happens when you have to make like 7 of them. But it seems like a genuine attempt to do the medic's best.
That's all one can
without
ask for.
without any without doing a full strip down and like full body scan with like a CRT machine. No, not a CRT machine. That's what is.
A CRT is a monitor. A CAT scan?
Yeah.
A CT.
MRI, even? Oh, yeah, CT scan.
Yeah, CT or MRI or something like that. You can't.
There's a combination of both.
Yeah, you can't say for certain that nothing was implanted, but there are no clear and obvious signs of it.
Good enough.
If it was done, it was done with expert precision.
Well, they do have a Dr. Mengele here on the station, so like... It's not beyond the realm of possibility. But they're probably fine.
Speaking of it, I'm going to quickly get up and use the restroom. While I'm gone, I'd like you guys to guess what TRV stands for.
It doesn't stand for anything.
Kitty's rad verily.
Good question.
Terrestrial variable, terrestrial research variables.
Oh, I like that. So I'm gonna go get some water. Back in a sec.
Torpedo really violent.
I return.
Come back.
Oh wow.
Say we went to get some cocaine. I'll be right back.
Fair enough.
I'm back.
Paco's readily
Hello.
volunteered.
Yeah, my guess was the terrestrial research variable.
I like that.
I'm glad one of you at least tried a serious guess.
Because given the fact that it's the American, it's the Fed, they wouldn't use a goddamn Latin name.
I was still thinking of something with T and then radiology and virology. I couldn't come up with a good T.
Fair enough.
Maybe just technology.
Oh! It could be Terraforma.
And
The only thing I could think with RV would be remote viewing, but I don't know what the T would be.
Telepathic.
Ah,
These
yes.
other men who stare
Favorite
at goats.
honestly, if these guys have a fucking oh god, I'm blanking on the name all of a
Moloch.
sudden. Fuck. MK Ultra. I would not at all be surprised.
We're going to give.
Actually, you know what?
this
I
Psyker
would be surprised if
enough
these guys were a fucking
LSD.
black rock ring.
We will give this psyker enough LSD to kill an elephant, to see if they can spot illegal immigrants.
That feels like a thing the Inquisition does.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean,
Feeding psychers hallucinogens is absolutely something the Inquisition does, like, on a daily basis, let's be honest. I'm pretty sure
Especially
we
to
met
fight
one
other
of Reeves'
deliverance.
guys who was just the product of that.
Oh no, he was just a regular psyker.
Eh.
We found a promising engine seer, and we worked for years to break his mind. And now all of a sudden, pipe bombs are appearing at
Oh.
Inquisition offices.
Savin,
What?
toxicology. Huh?
Yeah, toxicology, radiology, and virology. Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that one is better than the actual truth. But I am sticking with what it was originally.
Excellent.
You
Be
are
like, man, those ideas are so much better. Fuck. You just scrub up.
you are led from the from where the prisoners are being kept up a level, and for a bit you're back with those utilitarian walls, and then just incongruously there is a big wooden door of it just goes straight from straight from bare ferrocrete to wood-paneled doorway, and emblazoned on the door is a seal, which has an eagle with its wings spread, and it is clutching a stylized virus in one claw and a syringe in the other. And emblazoned around it. Jeanne, you are the only one who can read this because of your advanced translation unit.
Oh boy.
So I will whisper to you, or well, Discord message you.
Your connection to Savin not been interrupted.
Lamau.
There's something wrong.
I will be honest, I was going like 75% on it being their fault, but yeah, alright, 100% now.
You say fault like it was a bad thing.
Objectively, it is, but like, I mean, look, I don't have a. I'm standing in a glass house here, and I ain't gonna say shit. Jeanne will, however, just take a look at what it says, put hands on hips, and sigh. Well, that answers that question. And then look at Fletcher. Do I knock, or...
He raises an eyebrow at your little sigh. Is there a problem?
So, still, I don't think anyone other than John can even speak their language, right?
Correct.
Right. Then yeah, in text, and she will say, I mean, I can read what that says. I get it. Kinda rude, though.
Yes. Well, as I said, the TRV's original purpose was somewhat dark.
I can see that, but well, we'll address the moral implications later. Roll her shoulders and again straighten back. Let's go.
He opens the door. Inside, it's more of that nice wood paneling. It's a little reception area. And a small man is sat behind a desk. The colonel entering, he stands.
Now, when you say small, can John just like compare size of head from Fletcher to this guy? Like, is Fletcher actually like a huge fucking ape of a man, or is he just like big because power armor?
Fletcher's pretty big, but it is mostly the armor bulking him out. You'd guess Fletcher is like a head, maybe a head and a half taller than this guy.
Okay. So possibly genetically engineered warrior caste, but not definitely.
Reception says, "Sir, at ease, Lieutenant. I'm here to escort our guests to meet with General Griffith. Is she in her office?" "Yes, sir. I'll inform her you're here." "Excellent." The lieutenant goes to one of the double wooden doors leading off the room. Comparing it to Jean's, a few steps down.
Okay, it's like average starship captain.
Yeah, or mid-rank hive noble.
Okay. Hedrah, I have not shared it with the party. John has found out. Oh dear.
Like, we don't understand anything this guy is saying. They're all speaking gobbledygook, and we all have the sneering imperialist trait. John just has a universal translator.
And polyglot and speaks the local dialect, which this guy kind of speaks. We're muddling through. Although that does give me an idea that I was meaning to try. But I'll save that for the important person.
You are. About a minute passes. The lieutenant emerges. And, General Griffith will see now, sir. This way, Captain Lupus.
Right. In Low Gothic, everyone be on your best behavior. Meeting someone important.
I am going to try to beat Colonel. Oh my, hang on. What's Kitty's actual name? I'm just
It's
so
right
I can't
here on
pronounce
the...
it right. Yeah, I am going to try to beat Cats and Dance's high score on Space Invaders.
As long as you look like you're paying attention. Yeah, I'll follow the colonel in.
Yeah. As you head in, you will you will see a rather pretty woman sat behind a sat behind a nice oak desk. She's got the red skin the rest of the Federalists have, with black hair cut into a neat little bob. Her clothes are interesting. The best description would be a lab coat and a military uniform had a love child.
Hot.
And she is currently fiddling with a device that reminds you of a Vox unit. There
As
you are.
Jeanne enters the room, this definitely looks like an educated individual. She's going to switch to High Gothic, which is, effectively just Church Latin, one of the most stable languages in, all of humanity, dating back long before the Imperium, and will attempt to introduce herself.
Yeah, the reason why scientists use it is because a dead language won't have like language shifts, so it will always remain consistent.
Oh, can I inspire her? Give her my +10.
Sure. All right. Her eyebrow raises. And then the other one does as well. And she answers in it's not perfect High Gothic, but it's remarkably passable. That sounds almost like Latin.
I do believe that was once the name of this language, or its antecedent. Greetings, General. I am Jean Lupus, Captain of the Pride of Leth.
Greeting, Captain Lupus. General pushes the little Fox unit to the side, stands, and takes your hand. Please, join me. I'm glad to see I will not need the translator. Calibrating it to your language is quite difficult, given I have only the snippets. I have only the fewest snippets.
This is a church language for us, but I am sure we can provide a working translation device for further communications at a later date.
I see. For us, it is the language of science and reason.
That as well. Oh,
Our churches. God decided long ago to make himself accessible to the common man. Services have been in English since, well, history began.
as they are in the vernacular on our planets, but a language that is universal is of great use to the clergy and the learned and the nobility. I'm glad to see that has been fruitful here as well.
Well, for me, perhaps, even among TRV, you would be hard-pressed to find any who could speak it conversationally. Name 100,000 different viruses and obey all of the grammatical rules for creating a name of a new one, yes, but to actually conjugate a verb?
Well, one is perhaps more practical than the other.
Well, evidently not. This. If knowing dead languages allowed private conversations with beautiful women, I believe many more of our troops would be interested in their night classes.
Jeanne will smile at that. Well, speaking strange tongues does always impress the ladies. I've found that as well. When she says the word tongue, she'll do a little wiggle. Leave me alone, Stray. Flirting is a useful tool, not a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. I'd say tongue is for more than speaking, but I think I'd just be restating the obvious.
At this point, I imagine Jeanne's like dropped herself into a chair or something.
Yes, you are invited to join her. So,
Excellent. Yeah, she will sit back, one leg crossed over the other. Well, first, let me apologize again for accidentally intruding on your abode. Sincerely, we had no idea this place was occupied by humans. We thought at most it might be more of the walking skeletons, if even that.
Ah, yes. They are content to leave us alone, so long as we leave them alone. And you've little need to apologize. You wouldn't know where to look for the signs, and even if you saw them, we write them in English, not in Latin.
Jeanne will switch to Merkin briefly. Well, I have been trying to pick up the local vernacular, but that does not seem to be quite what y'all speak either.
So you say that, she visibly recoils and grimaces.
Savin, she also has the sneering imperialist perk.
Jeanne will just giggle at that and switch back to Latin. I understand you really do not like the locals up on the surface, and that is more than understandable. We take a dim view of separatists ourselves.
Subhumans. They are. Each and every one of them. Homo sapien tritoris. And they will be treated as such.
You will get on very well with certain factions of the Imperial government. Oof.
Well, that will be interesting. Constitutionally, we are bound not to embrace foreign potentates.
Well, allow me to paint you this picture in general. In fact, I have a slideshow actually if you'd like to view it in full, but suffice to say, America lives on through our Imperium. I do represent the unified government of Earth and its million worlds.
America lives on here in fullness. And President Zion will not bow to a false elector.
Now, what makes an elector false, pray tell?
Not being enshrined in the Constitution.
Well, what happens if, say, the government of America on Earth, through its constitution, acceded itself to a unified Earth? I'm not saying that your form of government is invalid or anything like that, but, well, back on Earth, it no longer exists. It is part of a larger, multiplanetary federation, the Imperium of Man. And while it was 10,000 years ago, my understanding, albeit through legend, is that America was one of the founding partners of the Imperium and came willingly into it. It was not conquered.
Was it the senior partner?
Jeanne will spread her hands. That I'm afraid I do not know. The Empire was put together not by a nation-state, but by a man, our Emperor.
If he was a natural-born U.S. citizen, as defined by the Constitution at the time, we may have room to speak. But if the remnants of the federal government after the departure of the presidency If they acceded to foreign potentates and surrendered their autonomy, then they themselves have demonstrated that they were no longer human.
I am afraid the Emperor's place of birth is not something to which I am privy. It is simply listed as Earth, for that is, in our age, all that matters. The individual nations of any one world are long a thing of the past. Perhaps we can find some answer in our archives, or go back to the Gothic sector and consult with historians, but similarly I would have to see your constitution to see precisely what natural born is defined as. For example, what would happen if an individual was born before your country was founded? Could one become natural born if they were in the country when it was founded?
Indeed. If they were resident at the time of the Declaration of Independence, they were granted natural-born citizenship.
Well, then it is more than possible the Emperor certainly was. I'll just
That
smile
your
slightly at that.
emperor must be old beyond measure.
Wasn't George
He is.
Wasn't George Washington one of his faces?
Quite probably.
I've not heard that.
I mean, he was Alexander the Great, so who the fuck knows? Actually, well, no, I guess he can, like, shapeshift and glamour himself. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure George Washington wasn't a fucking Anatolian twink, but...
Yeah, he just shapeshifts. He's been, like, every great leader in history.
Exactly.
Except for a remarkable period in the early 20th century that nobody wants to talk about.
He was taking a vacation in Argentina preemptively. But yeah, to Griffith's point, John will nod her head. He is. He is the most powerful psychic in history and has been alive for uncounted millennia, even before being interred upon the Golden Throne, from which he has reigned over the Imperium for 10,000 years. 11,000 now.
You can roll scrutiny on her. Right.
I can certainly try.
Goes for anyone else who can speak High Gothic.
Well, that's not me. My character is a polyglot, but Latin is not something that she took.
I'm pretty sure
Hey,
Pascal
yeah.
speak.
Gaston? Do you speak High Gothic?
I do indeed.
I'd be kind of
Excellent.
shocked if he didn't.
Ah,
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Gaston. You get the impression this woman is no longer taking you as seriously as before. She does not believe some of the things Jeanne is putting down.
Does Gaston communicate this in any way?
yeah, sub-box. She can't hear that, right? The lady can't hear the sub-box message, right? Only
Correct.
the captain can.
Indeed.
I can sub.
Unless she has some technological wonder to allow her.
In which case you'd have to know House Tongue Lupus.
I highly doubt this
Yeah.
American knows French. She's American. She doesn't speak any other languages.
She speaks Latin.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, she speaks Latin for some reason, but we found a shiny here, the bilingual American.
Shut up,
Somebody
American who
that
speaks
actually-
Latin.
Somebody that took the Duolingo's lesson seriously. The only one that had it on their phone when it fucking got yeeted into space. But yes, well, I can sum up that in House Lupus. Tongue. That mentioning that is no, she's not taking the captain's word serious.
Alright, yeah. Jeanne will smile at the general. I take it you don't have psychers here, do you?
We do not. We have engaged in certain experiments to seek extrasensory perceptions, but no evidence has ever been found of their existence.
Well, the good news is I have a psyker with me right here. If you would consent to a demonstration.
All right.
Jeanne will put an arm over the backrest of her chair. Caldrat, could you do something harmless with your psychana? They do not believe such things exist here.
Summon a demon. Summon a demon.
God, that
Blood on the
just
walls.
pull
Blood
Frank
on
out
the
of my
walls.
whole ass.
No, it'd be better. Blood on the walls. Blood on the walls.
Actually, while
Imagine all the statues are crying blood.
None of the techniques I know are particularly showy without being either harmful or invasive. I can attempt to speak into her mind, but that may spook her.
To be
that would
fair,
be a very
like,
potent way to get through to her.
to be fair, anyone in MK Ultra would have loved if that happened.
Jeanne will glance at the general. My astropath would like to try and communicate directly into your mind if you will consent to it. I think that would be the easiest way to prove the point.
Very well.
I assume
Certainly be more convincing than a parlor trick like producing flame in your hand.
That's more my mother's thing. My sister can turn your spine into iron. Or into putty. But our astropaths are telepaths and diviners by trade. So, I assume Caldret speaks High Gothic, being an astropath and all.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
why I made the scrutiny roll for her.
Alright, yeah, she can do as she likes. Jeanne will give her the plus 10 to her fucking roll here.
Alright,
This will be tragic if she fucking fails.
She has a fate, so.
She has 2 fate now. But
Oh, she has 2.
yeah, she survived the fucking ship with us. Speaking of which,
Alright, yeah, she
Okay.
did.
We'll get to that in a second.
oh yeah, it's, hold on. For some reason, it's doing the thing where it sets her effective power rating to 0.
Oh boy.
Yay.
There we are.
Alright, Calchef, please don't make the walls bleed. Please don't. Okay, thank God. I was so worried that I was trusting the worst psyker in the galaxy to do psychic powers.
No, listen, she's really good at stuff that is banal. She's really, really bad at doing stuff while in combat.
Yeah.
Just talking to people, making a psychic sense, that's fine. You want her to do literally anything else? Well, the walls start bleeding.
Yeah, that does seem to be largely accurate.
All right. Um. And she doesn't believe this, so I will count her as not wanting to receive the communication. Which means
But
she
she
tries
did
to.
just say, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but save it.
I
Like,
guess. Okay,
when,
sure.
it's when people try to tell me ghosts are real and then show me a blurry photo they took on their phone. I'm just like, yeah, sure, bud.
That doesn't beat 7 DOS. Yeah. General Griffith's eyes just go wide. And she whistles. Well, that's disappointing, but that's impressive.
Jeanne, with all her willpower, bites back, making a penis joke. Nope, nope, nope.
Doc was
I wonder how you have been able to develop such things and we have not.
I can tell you exactly how if you'd like to know.
Oh, of course.
It's this ring.
Slideshow time?
The structure you're on is made of a substance called blackstone. It's the most powerful psychic suppressant in the galaxy. My understanding is, when properly charged, it can even repel demonic invasion. Unfortunately, as we discovered today, it most certainly is not properly charged. What did your people think was going on at that battleship, anyway? Colonel Fletcher said you were aware of the commotion.
The ringmasters.
The Necrons.
They appear Necrons, alright. They appear to be in combat with another group of automata. These ones comprised of semi-organic materials rather than purely metallic.
Technically correct, but missing the point of the matter. Though, I do not blame you for missing this part of history. What alien races are you aware of in the galaxy, General? Beyond the Necrons.
We have historical records of encounters with... We have termed them ogres. Green-skinned, stinking brutes.
Orcs is their antonym.
Further, a vicious blue-skinned race. We have not had direct contact with them. We have observed some interaction with the statists.
Oh, I wish I was allowed to show you things on my datapad right now. The blue skin ones, cloven feet, Y-shaped face hole, big red eyes.
Yes.
Tau.
Ah, I see. They, even more than the orcs, they seem interested in theft. Or at least the records show that.
You have no idea how accurate that is. Communism is theft by its very nature, yes.
And here I had hoped that that word would have been forgotten by greater humanity.
No, the Tau practice a sort of ethno-nationalist, communist hegemony over a multi-racial bloc. The ones you've probably seen here, though, are most likely degenerate offshoots that have been trapped away from their empire for a long time now. I have a Tau on the ship if you ever care to meet one. The envoy. The Tau, unlike the orcs, can at least be reasoned with.
Well, if they can be educated, then perhaps they can be put to use as a servant species.
Jeanne will drop her voice conspiratorially and sort of half-stage whisper. Right now, we're using them as a buffer state between us and some very, very evil people. They had the great misfortune to be geographically located between us and a giant hole in reality. Sucks for them, frankly.
A hole in reality?
Jeanne's just gonna steeple fingers. We'll get to that if you want to look at the slideshow later. It's a long story.
I think that should be shared with the Joint Chiefs.
Very well. Suffice to say, the galaxy is a much, much more dangerous place than when you left it. But let's continue. Are there more aliens you're aware of?
There are further mentions of some in the historical record.
But none you've encountered.
It's hard. None within living. None for several generations. Long enough that we have fair reason to doubt the veracity of the reports.
I can tell you with absolute certainty that ship that was crashed on the ring belonged to the Eldari Empire. They're a race that rose roughly around the same time as the Necrons, several million years ago. They were for a time the masters of the galaxy. Incredibly psychically potent. and their race can't live without a connection to the warp, the metaverse from which psychic powers derive. Unfortunately, their psychic abilities fed into itself, and they degenerated over time. Their empire became a debauched hellscape, and eventually so much psychic power in one place turned to horrible ends, tore a hole in reality. It's basically let the metaversal chaos of the warp spill out into real space. That battleship was part of their last gasp of their old empire, trying to get one final hurrah against their ancient enemies. Obviously it failed. But it was, I can tell you it was deep enough into their history because that ship, left to its own devices, its psychic abilities began to seep out, and even in a Blackstone ring, it tore another hole, a very small one in reality, and creatures spilled out, extra-dimensional entities. It very nearly killed us, and if we hadn't stopped it, it would have consumed the ring. Your colonel was correct in his assessment that if things had gone on for much longer, you probably should have nuked it, though, frankly, I'm not sure if that would have stopped it. Basically, psychic power is very, very dangerous.
And yet you travel with one in your personal retinue.
I do, because psychic powers are very, very dangerous. Jeanne will smile. Besides, Caldret here has been personally vetted by the Emperor. She has been sanctioned, bound to his ability, and through him, sanctified against the influence of the warp. She is as safe as a psyker can possibly be.
How peculiar.
It is. Astropaths like her are an essential lifeline for the Imperium. I'm led to understand back when your people fared the stars, there was a sort of quantum Ansible network that connected the various human colonies. That's long gone now. Unfortunately, with the warp becoming more turbulent, it makes such things impossible. However, astropaths, like Caldret here, can send psychic signals between planets, allow us to communicate. Without them, every world would be an island alone in the galaxy.
I'm going to allow you to make a charm roll here.
Sure. Let's see. I have peer academics, Merz. Would that perhaps help?
Not really.
No.
There's no way that that any of your peers will apply here.
Alright, well,
I've been listening to this lady. I've been listening to this lady talk. How far can Jeanne unbutton her armor?
I don't think this comes with buttons.
Hmm.
I think no authority figure in formal setting does apply here, though.
Yes.
Alright. And boop. So, 9 degrees of success. Please and thank you.
Alright. You know, it's curious. All these things you're saying. Yeah. A lot of our records are so old that we don't fully understand them. And there have been some parts of them that appear to be written in metaphor or a sort of code.
Jeanne will nod.
I-
She knows where this is going.
how the transit here was made. The means of interplanetary travel, and yet
Something about traveling through hell or some such.
yes.
Jeanne will nod knowingly. That's
No.
really not a metaphor.
Yeah, with everything you're saying, it is sounding very much like all of those old records are just directly correct.
I would deeply love an opportunity to consult your records. Of course, I'd be willing to share in kind. You'll see why later, but the Imperium's own records are rather fragmentary when it comes to ancient history. I'm a quite learned scholar myself, but even I am working with incomplete information. And I can tell you with surety that yes, traveling through hell is a very apt description. Our navigators and our Gellarfield's shields are the only means by which it can safely be done. Otherwise, interplanetary travel is near impossible, and indeed, we are lucky to have the Emperor with us, as his ability, as he sits upon the golden throne of Terra, acts as a lighthouse beacon, a way through which we can navigate the shifting currents of the warp. Without his light, well, the galaxy would be lost to us by now.
The more I hear of this Emperor, the more I can understand why folks accepted him.
I am of the opinion that he is the greatest man who have ever lived. Most, I'll pause, nod, most now view him as a god. He has a great and powerful church that spans the Imperium.
I
And,
wonder.
well, she'll spread her hands. It's difficult to tell them that they're wrong. His power is comparable. But
I wonder. When we tore open the skies and the very gates of hell themselves, did his second coming change?
Jeanne is going to smile at that, and she will, slowly but surely reach into her pack and take out the Bible, just set it on the table between them. Well, that is the basis of the church. The Emperor was Christ, and his second coming came at last, but now he suffers for our sins again. Though rather than on a cross, he sits on the golden throne, mortally wounded by humanity's inherent sin. You'll forgive me. My mother studied theology on Earth. It's a bit of a passion of mine.
General King is going to want you shot as a heretic.
Well,
I do begin to wonder if you are right. This surely is a sign. You still keep the faith of Jesus the Christ.
Is Jeanne Catholic? She is French.
I mean, yeah, basically, like, Jeanne has a copy of the Bible in her pack. Like, that is one of the means by which she came to know the Emperor.
Just whip out the Holy Bible.
She did. She literally did. She put it down on the table right here between her while she's talking.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, she has the new international version, a nice new printed copy she had made. She can carry it with her while she travels. Just plunk down.
Yeah, that's why the general said John keeps the faith.
Listen, I was talking to Bob. I'm trying to drag him over, but like I'm really happy for the guy. He's got a house and everything now, but that's taking up all his money.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeanne will nod. Yes, keep the faith indeed. My homeworld, Leth, is considered a holy world by the church. On it there's a pillar of flame that burns eternal. It was blessed by the Emperor millennia ago. Even in this dark age, it acts as a sort of second beacon of light. It lets our navigators steer by it. But I would be most delighted to show you to our cathedral up on the ship if you would be willing sometime.
I would like that very much.
Imagine if Jeanne had, like, her picture book from up on the ship and could just be like, yeah, and here's my mom at the giant basilica on Terra.
You have a data pad.
I do, and the colonel told me I couldn't just whip it out and show her things, so I'm not doing that. I have my blank data pad with my fucking slideshow in it, and that's it.
Ask Molly.
We were told not to show these people our fucking images because they could be cognito hazards, so I'm not doing it. You know what? Fuck it.
I mean, Molly can just download one of her memories onto your datapad.
But we were told not to do that. It's not that I don't have the pictures that I'm not allowed to show. Jeanne is going to turn to the lady and say, when we first came here, your colonel, wisely, said we shouldn't show you anything on our datapad for fear of cognito hazards. That said, perhaps I could show you some pictures of Earth and the churches there?
Yes, of course you can show the pictures. Are you sure you did not misunderstand the colonel? He didn't want you to plug your data pads into anything?
Jeanne will tap her chin. Entirely possible. We were speaking through the low tongue of the locals.
Yes. That degenerate speech doesn't even possess the capability to determine what type of hazard something is. That degenerate speech barely possesses the word for computer.
That is exactly what I was going to say. Here then. Yeah. Jeanne will just, like, scoot a little closer, whip out the old datapad, and, yeah, just, like, open up one of Juno's photo albums on there. And, like, here is a picture of Earth. It's not as nice as it used to be. It was bombed back to the Stone Age more than once, but it endures with a population in the tens of billions now. We have a grand church there where my mother studied.
She's going to need to make a willpower roll to not freak the fuck out.
The planet Earth is just Coruscant now.
Oh.
don't suppose she has
What
fate. And I was gonna inspire her.
No.
Oh, rough.
I mean, inspiring wouldn't make a difference here. What? What in God's name has happened?
Well, that's gonna be part of the slideshow, but suffice to say, a lot of bad things have happened in the galaxy. Earth had it probably as bad as it could be while still being inhabitable. But, like I say, we've rebuilt and are rebuilding. We endure. It's not that bad all over the galaxy, though. John will, flip over to a picture of, her and some flame falcons vibing in the woods on Leth.
Yeah. I am going to ask for a charm roll before you move over.
Yeah, sure.
You, if you would have inspired her, this is at a -40
Alright.
to get her to calm down from that.
That would be 2 degrees of success.
Hey! Yes, it can't. It can't all be that. Oh, those men are on fire.
Oh, yes, these are the Flame Falcons, my sworn brothers in arms. They're holy paladins of the Emperor. John will, flip to that little photo from the commission of Jeanne, little baby Jeanne in the arms of a falcon with paint all over his helmet. My parents gave them back their homeworld after it had been almost destroyed. They have helped them rebuild, and as such, they are our sworn friends and allies forevermore. I'm very lucky to have them. Yeah. And, help her calm down. John will show her some of the other nice planets in the Gothic sector she's been to. Here's the nice snowy steppes of Moab, and here's the great forest of Brigio. Yeah, here's the vineyard with me hanging out with cows.
The sight of cows leaves her very happy.
If Jeanne picks up on that, she'll smile and say, "My folks run a dairy and vineyard back on Leth. We brought some cows here as a peace offering for whoever might be here. You might just have the honor of getting to pet one."
When we reclaim the surface world, I would like to. Perhaps I could establish a ranch.
You just might. In fact, our support ship is on its way with a great deal of farming equipment. Part of the reason we came out to this ring is that we were made aware that its unique orbit around its sun would produce crops of exceptional yield, and our scout space station is sort of perpetually on the brink of starvation because of how difficult transit is from our homeworld to it. That being said, I believe we have to meet with your rest of your joint chiefs, is it?
Yes.
If you're convinced I'm harmless enough to allow it.
At least enough to allow you to speak with them. By long-standing decree, we no more than one Joint Chief is ever in permanent residence at a military base.
I'd offer you all transit up to the ships in orbit, but I imagine that's out of the question as well. But we do have a nice meeting room. And John will, flick a couple pages over to show off her, big swanky-ass chambers.
Perhaps for a second meeting, but at least for first.
I understand. Believe me, I understand.
If you will excuse me for a little while, my adjutant will see to your needs in the main room while I arrange a meeting with the Joint Chiefs and with President Zion.
Of course. While we are at this, would it be possible for my chief technician to return to our ship and bring down some cybernetic augmentation equipment for Sergeant Horst? She's in a bad way, but we have the technology to replace what was damaged.
Yes, of course.
We'll give her a great
We have certain experimental treatments, but if you have if you have reliable things.
Oh yes. She'll just jerk a thumb back towards Molly. My half-sister there is a brain, and not much else. Virtually the whole human body can be replaced, but it is to my great personal preference that we restrict that only to what is medically necessary.
I thought that was a combat android.
Oh no, she's very much alive. Talking shit. I literally was saying that how you were a cool, actual living person. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, the only thing is Molly doesn't have any idea what you're talking about.
Alright, well, in low Gothic, Jeanne will say, the general here says that if you're willing, Molly, you can go back to the ship and get those gastral bionics for Sergeant Horst.
You want to stunt on her and have me teleport out? I do have a Homer.
Don't think we can through their interference, nor are they likely to allow us to do so.
Merzendi, is it natural or electronic?
For what? Sorry.
The jamming.
Interference for the jammer. Are we just like in a place with a lot of like heavy metals?
No, it's an electronic jamming sequence.
Yeah, electronic jammer.
Okay, so I could override it and really
Please
stunt on them,
don't.
but I won't.
I mean, John will ask, I guess. Alternatively, would you be willing to temporarily lower your jamming? We could just teleport her back to the ship.
Colonel Fletcher, you left that on? She's, although actually now she's switched to American English. I wasn't. I wanted to await your orders, ma'am. Okay, so you will not understand the,
Not much. Unless the auto-translator is finally caught up.
Post how it works again?
Let's see, did I copy it down from the last time this came up? No. Deathwatch, core rulebook.
Well, while you do that, I'm going to quickly step away.
Sure. Right. This time I will copy it onto my character sheet.
Oh, Savin, you can bring that HD2 armor as much as you want. It wasn't the armor doing it.
What do you mean?
They actually confirmed that it was the spore bursts.
Heh.
So the reason why the bugs have crack energy, because I was wondering why they were still fast even when you weren't wearing the armor when you made that deal with Hedrah. Yeah, it turns out that's not a bug. That's intentional.
Good. I like that. I'm happy that is the case. Bugs are actually kind of hard now. Imagine being challenged on a difficulty 10. What a concept.
The only thing I'm annoyed at is the turrets being tissue paper.
Yes, that is unfortunate.
Like, I don't mind the bugs being harder, but a warrior shouldn't be able to one-shot my turret.
Alright, I am back.
Hello, Merzendi.
Alright, okay, so the question is, does American English have a basis in Low Gothic?
Because...
Well, I mean, technically
no, wait,
speaking,
no, it does.
English
it
is a
does,
Germanic language, so...
Yeah, Low Gothic is English. High Gothic is Latin. Well,
Low Gothic is more German, but it's just displayed to us. The reader is English, but...
It's a British game.
I'm going
Yeah,
to
but the
say
British hate themselves.
I'm going to want a logic test at +0 rather than at -20.
You
I think
got it,
that's
Chief.
fair for an intermediate thing where it's a human language, but it's split off before it's split off very early.
I'll buy in, why not? Let me understand fucking Americanese, goddammit.
It turns out Low Gothic is Frisian.
Oh no.
So yes, you can note down now. Your elucidator can translate American English.
Hell yeah.
Yes. I was waiting for your orders, ma'am. Well, yes, of course, but in case they proved hostile and we needed to eliminate these.
In case we need to eliminate them. Gaston standing right there.
Little do they know that their entire facility has been bracketed for orbital fire.
Of course, but Yes, of course, you don't speak Latin, do you, Colonel? No, ma'am. So you wouldn't have understood how well negotiations would go. Yes, first off, Colonel, transfer their men to a regular barracks room. Second off, drop all jamming. And thirdly, it's officially a Friday today. Steak and lobster. Ma'am? We have found more pure humans. Good Protestant humans. This is a thing worthy of celebration. Yes, ma'am. The Colonel clicks his heels and goes to leave. And Griffith will switch back to Latin. And, yes. I've instructed the Colonel to deactivate the jammer and to move your men to more comfortable quarters.
Excellent. Thank you. Alright. Molly, you can either teleport up or bring equipment down. Your choice.
While I can install the implant well enough, I will need a medical doctor to ensure that they do not bleed out during the process. The weakness of flesh and all.
Then probably take her back to the ship. Xip's still on his feet.
Molly will nod and then spider out. Now that the jamming is done, I am going to order my Skitarii to go back to the ship.
Fair enough.
Unless you still think you need sniper fire.
I think we'll be alright. Since the jamming's down, Merz, or once it's down, Jeanne's gonna take out her datapad and just send herself an email. That's just gonna say...
Alright.
On her way out, Molly will make the sign of the cog to the officer and to Jeanne.
The Americans have no idea what that means.
Yeah, that's fine. And she's gonna scootle over to where that heavily wounded woman is, and then get a direct line to the ship and ping uh, Xiph. Ally is dead.
Damn.
Hour? And given that it has been like 2.5 hours without Xiph being able to do anything, I would not blame him for having, like, passed out or something.
Then the gist of it is Molly's going to ask if Xiph is ambulatory.
Is Xiph ambulatory?
He wasn't in crits, I don't think.
Oh, but he is heavily wounded.
He's heavily wounded and he's currently like in Goth Mommy Milkers, so.
No, he's not in Goth Mommy Milkers. The Goth Mommy is with us.
Oh yeah, she's down here. Never mind.
And he's too injured for the twins to sippy
No,
cup him.
Seiko's with his wife.
Yes, Ceiko is
Ceiko
with his
would- okay.
wives. He's in Genki Girl Milkers.
True. Because one of them is heavily wounded too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Had a bad time.
Yeah, I think. Given that he's
Seiko's
heavily wounded,
lightly wounded.
which is very
He's only
fortunate.
lightly wounded too.
Is Seiko only lightly wounded?
The thing that the
Oh, you
town-
have Hardy.
Yes.
Yeah, you're just beat up to all to hell.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Unfortunately, Xiph does not have Hardy.
I'm so
Yeah.
surprised.
So she's going to radio up to the what's it called? Medical officer? What's his official title?
CMO.
Yeah, the CMO. And see if he is ambulatory enough to prep a station for immediate bionic upgrade, or if he's unavailable to send the best Medicaid they have, because her guts were blown out.
I don't trust crew rating. If Xiph can't do it, just wait for Sean. Oh, Jesus.
Given Xiph's insanities,
It's true.
I suspect he. Yeah, I suspect he would force himself to perform the surgery, even, with him leaking everywhere.
All he needs to do is stop her from bleeding out.
Luckily, Xiph has like well over 100 Medicaid, so I think we're good on that front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good. All right. Well then, Molly will ask for Van Zaus to teleport her and then wheel this lady off to surgery. She's about to get best quality gastrobionics. Do you want to roll, Merzendi?
No,
Do you
I
trust
think
that these
quick.
two fucking nerds can just kind of swing it?
yeah.
Congratulations. She's now immune to basically all toxins and can literally eat tree bark and get nutrients out of it.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty good.
I will give Xiph a high five. This is the most friendly Molly has been so far. Pity Al is asleep for it.
Yep.
Merz, take a deep drink of water. Or stop choking on water. Whichever one.
Merz, stop choking on gin.
I'm not choking. This is just a big phlegmy cough.
Alright, either drink more or less gin.
Neither is particularly relevant. I need like my lungs scooped out.
Well, boy howdy, do I have a bionic for that.
Yeah, that would I think be perfect.
I'm like, what?
Ah, you missed it.
Oh,
It turns out, Molly continues to despise Xiph and nothing happened. It's fine.
Merz snitched on you already.
Oh man.
Why would
yeah.
why would you high five Xiph? You hate him.
What? I mean, you are non-human, so Molly's still a racist. She
Neither
doesn't
are
even know.
you.
She doesn't even know that the Omnissiah isn't real, or that he is real, but he's a giant, evil robot in space.
Giant evil dragon robot.
Yeah. Remember,
Yes,
You were
Xiph
frankly
and
much cooler. Aside from being evil.
As you're
That's
saying.
straight you go.
Yep, Molly's opinion on Xiph was reset when the timeline reset.
So it's the same.
Huh? No.
But yeah, what happened is that Xiph and Molly collaborated to perform life-saving surgery and install new cybernetic intestines into one of Jean's soldiers.
Oh,
And they're not even the gross kind that kind of poke out and are made of like steel and
synthetic
stuff
flesh.
like that. No, they're best quality, so they are still. It's all still synthetic, but it's easily covered up. Literally, no one will know the difference.
I am sorry to say, but I think
No.
I think it's quite.
You can barely speak.
Merzendi's
If you need to
die.
just like get up and take a minute.
I think I need to call the session.
Oh Jesus.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know that voice. That was her after
Oh
practicing.
dear, well.
But worse.
So,
Yeah, I tried my best, but
it's fine.
Hold on.
You're sick. You're sick. So, 200.
I think we.
No,
accept
only
you.
100.
Oh, you bitch.
136.7.
Hold on.
I
I'm making
made a friend with a totally different culture. We
Oh,
got our
no,
soldiers out of prison.
We didn't
I-
even get to the PowerPoint.
I
I
know.
pissed it. I posted a prayer circle for Merz in chat.
All right. So,
Whereas I actually made a whole PowerPoint, just so you know.
Yeah, and we'll see it next week, hopefully.
All right. So 36,700.
Yes, 36,700. I
All right,
still have nothing saved up to buy anything I want with. Tragic.
Oh, Russian Badger made a new video. I'll have to watch that when I wake up.
Alright, well, if you're watching on
Yeah.
stream or YouTube, thanks for tuning in. We will see you on Sunday for Scowandy this time for sure, right? Until then, adios, and do take care.
Bye-bye.